if I can recall it. So, like I was saying, you want to make trading as simple as possible, so that a 5-year-old boy will look at your chart and tell you, oh, price is going up, or will tell you, okay, price is coming down. Okay, they should be able to look at your chart and tell you what your chart is doing. Well, this is on M24. Even if you do it on M24, I need to see the zone properly. I think maybe if you can label it, you'll make a lot of sense. All right. Okay, this makes sense. This makes sense. This is good on the monthly time frame. Subsequently, as we go deep into this training, maybe I'll be doing some giveaway. If your drawings are very good, maybe some $50, $100 I'll be doing some giveaway to people. All right. So okay, somebody said they can't submit in the group. Don't worry, I'll address all that later. So last week we look at building a story. And like I said in this class, I'm really going to be taking my time, because in teaching, in trading, what I've discovered is that there's power in repetition, right? So there's no hurry. I'm not in a hurry. So I'm going to be taking my time. So today we'll go over price action again. So I want to be sure we all are on the same page before we move to the next topic, which is we'll be looking at market structures. But for now, we'll be focusing on today. I'll be looking at price action again. So I'll run over it and give you guys another assignment so that you go and do it. The more you practice, the better you become. Once you have practiced so well, after a while it becomes part of you. You look at the chart and you just know what that chart wants to do. All right, and it really helps you. Also, one thing I also like to add that I didn't add last week is that if you are just starting, if you are a newbie, I like to say this. If two things I want to say: if you are a newbie, or if you have not been profitable, I want to say this: focus on one pair. Pick one pair, either Euro USD or Pounds USD, and focus on that pair. I always say focus on that pair. If you listen to me long enough, you've heard me say this: focus on that pair for at least 1 year before you start looking at other pairs. Just pick up that pair and master that pair. All this assignment that I'm asking people to do, try and learn how to do them on that singular pair. All right. So so last week we look at we look at price action from the angle of understanding the story of the chart. What is the chart telling you? Let me take away all these drawings. Give me a minute. So that will start from there. Okay. So did you see what I just did? I took away all the drawings. So one thing you want to do as you are practicing is, once you are done drawing, putting all the drawings, remove everything, start again. Keep doing it. If you do like 2-3 times a day, after a while, you now understand how to spot your support and resistance, right? So last week, we said building a story. I'm going to address two things. I'm going to quickly look at building a story again, and I'm also going to address, I think it was Mohammed last week that was asking that, since we have established that price is trending downwards on the higher time frame, then why do we now go to the lower time frame to buy? And I said that was a very beautiful question. I said I'm going to address that today. So I'm going to be doing that also today. I'm going to address why, although we saw that on the higher time frame, as you can see, I'm on the monthly time frame, we can see that price is trending downwards. And like I said, if a child looks at your chart, like this is exactly what I was saying. If you call a 5-year-old boy and you say, what is happening in this market, he's going to tell you that price is all trending to the downside, right? So, but if you notice that even as price is tending to the downside, I mean, we had this resistance, this major resistance was formed in 2007. That is how many years ago? That is about 17 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, right? So price, trended to the downside since that time, and it's been coming down. And then you notice that each time price is going down, each time price, gets close to this trend line, it comes down, it goes there, comes down, It goes there and then, like that. So, but then you also notice that even within this swing, very swing trades, we are also having bully swing. As you can see, this is bully swing, right? So you will notice that if I put my cursor here, this happened in 2016. This bullish thing happened in 2016. If I put it here again, this happened in 2021. That means if you say you want to be looking for only sell trades on your monthly time frame, that means you'll be waiting from 2017 to 2021. How many years? That's like about 5 years, right? No, sorry, that's 4 years. That means you will not place any trade until maybe another 4 years before you place a sell. There are actually people that trade like that only trade in one direction. They don't trade both direction. Even with forex, they just focus on one direction. They call them one directional traders. No, they identify the trend on the higher time frame and they focus on it. Because if you look at it really, if you place a sell since 2007 and you go to bed, by 2022 when the market bottom, I mean, you'll be a billionaire. That is if you enter the market very well with good lot size, right? So, but then as retail trader, we don't have that luxury to place a trade in 27, right? 2007, and then we want to take profit, especially if you are trading a very volatile market like forex, right, or stocks, and then you are using leverage. We don't have that that liberty. So having said that, so now since we have determined the market is trending downwards, now how do we now trade within those market structures? When we get to market structure, you also understand more of this scenario. How do I, as a trader, now having know that on the higher time frame, on the monthly time frame, for example, price is bearish. I mean, dollar is stronger than euro, than pounds. It's obvious. The past almost 20 years. So how do I now trade within those structure? And also, if I say buying opportunity, how do I trade? So that was why last week, I think Mohammed, I can't remember the name of the person that asked that question. That was a very beautiful question. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. So that was why last week I said we'll talk about it today, because that's a very important aspect of also price action that somehow last week I forgot to talk about it before that guy asked that question. All right. So we'll be looking at everything today. All right. Okay, so just stay with me. So now the first thing we want to do, we want to pick our zones. Don't forget we are trying to build a story. Like I said last week, if you jump in, if your friends are watching a movie and you came in the middle of the movie, you will not really understand what is happening in the movie, right? And that is the same with trading. You'll be trying to understand what happened. You see a character, you say, who is this guy? They'll tell you, wait, let's finish the movie first. And you need to wait for them to finish so that they can tell you what happened. Or you have to watch the movie all over again from the beginning before you understand what is actually happening. The same with trading. Trading is about a story. So you as a trader, your job is to understand the story of the market, right? The story of the chart, and follow along. Like I said last week, because we are retail trader, because we don't have $1 billion to trade, right? Because we don't have, we are not Larry Fink or BlackRock. We don't have $7 trillion under management, asset under management. So we actually want to, within the limit of what we have, like say $1,000, $500, we actually want to enjoy the trend and also make money from the market. So that's why we need to always build a story. Okay. So guys, if you're following me, let me know. And if you can see my chart, I hope I'm clear enough. All right. So now our zone, I'm going to pick this rectangular two. I'm going to try and this is our major zone. So don't forget we are starting this on the monthly time frame. Okay. Right. We are starting it on the monthly time frame. So I'm coming here. I remember when I started trading, I didn't know that there's always and if you traded before, you will agree with me that most times as new traders, as newbies, we always learn from 1 hour time frame downwards, depending on who is teaching you. I remember the guy that taught me, he was saying that stay with 1 hour. 1 hour is the best. Don't go lower. So you won't believe that I traded forex for almost 3 years, just trading on 1 hour time frame, and it was so hectic. I never knew that there's anything like 4 hour, and there's anything like daily time frame, weekly time frame. Until after my 3rd year of trading, one day I was just looking through. I was just what is this in the ID? I clicked it, and so I began to research, and I was okay. That was when I started, trying to understand higher time frame. So, and the truth, like I said, the real juice of trading is actually happen on the higher time frame. And I'm going to explain why, in this class. So let's move on. So we are trying to pick our major resistance and support, right? Because if you stay on the lower time frame too much, you will just notice that price is coming down, or all of a sudden it just bounced. You don't know what happened. Why did this thing bounce? But somebody that have seen it on the higher time frame already know why. Know that there's a support or there's a resistance there. That was why there's a reversal there. But you stayed, on the lower time frame, you will not know what actually happened. You might not know if you don't look at it properly, right? So having said that, let's move on. So what we want to do, like I said, we are trying to build a story, and in building a story, we are trying to do that by following the movie, right? So we want to identify our major support and resistance. So number 1, I've identified this place. So number 2, this is another closed zone. This is another place. That's another support. This look like another support. This look like another support. And okay, I can stay here like this. Okay, I'll stay here. I'll stay from here to there. If you want to go further, you can keep going even to the top. But let's focus. Okay, let me do this. Let me see if I can clone the other one too. Like I said, you can go to tradingview.com. You can even download the app. There's an app for tradingview.com on your phone. You can download it on your phone. If you're a busy person at work, you can just be, looking at it at work. All right. So now we have identified all these major zones on our higher time frame. But don't forget that since we are retail traders, we cannot trade on the higher time frame. We cannot just stay here on monthly time frame. We don't have that money to play around, right? So what we want to do is to scale down. So you want to actually scale down to the lower time frame. Okay, from the higher time frame, you want to scale down. And another thing I also wanted to say that I forgot to say last week is that on this higher time frame, as we are identifying all these zones, our focus is actually what price is going to do in the future, right? So what we are focusing is this side, what price is likely to do in the future based on what happened in the past. I explained that for doctors, they look at symptoms. They say, okay, Mr. Lagbaja or Mr. A is having headache, is having high temperature, is having he couldn't sleep, he doesn't have appetite to eat. So because of all these symptoms, Mr. A, I can say that Mr. A has fever or something, right? I can actually say this person has this thing. So they look at what is happening to Mr. A that happened to Mr. A in the past to judge his future, medically. The same thing with what you're looking at. These zones are actually telling us what has happened in the past. For example, if you put your cursor here, this is 2002. We have a support here in 2002. Price came back there in 2008, 6 years ago, 6 years after, and bounced off from here again. Then price came there again in 2016. That's 8 years after, right? And then finally broke through. Okay, so that is the importance of all these things. Now, so let's move on to the lower time frame. For monthly time frame now, we'll now go to the weekly time frame. So on our weekly time frame now, we can now say, now you can now adjust. If you want to adjust, you can adjust. On the weekly time frame now, you can now see that, okay, what we have for pounds USD on the weekly time frame, we have a major bullish candlestick. This is a bullish engulfing candle. So that should already be telling you that this week you should actually be looking for buying opportunity. But we are still going to come to that when we get to market structure. I mean, this is a major bullish engulfing candle on the weekly time frame. Now, if you now go to the daily time frame also, you will also see that price is just breaking into new zone. Can you see the way we are building our story? It's just like a lawyer, like they used to say, you beat a case. An attorney, like they used to call them in America, or a barrister in Nigeria. If you have a client that you are in court, what you're trying to do, and let's say your client is accused of a crime. Sorry, if you're a lawyer, pardon me, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just trying to use my little knowledge of what we're taught in school. I think I did law in my final year. Just one tiny part of law, and the movies that I've seen so far. So I know that what barrister does and what lawyer does is that when they have a case, what they always do is they always try to build a case in favor of their clients. I don't know whether I'm using the right terminology. Please, if you're a lawyer, please correct me if I'm not using the right terminology. So they will now say, my lord, because of we've been in this case for the past 8 months, and because at the crime scene, we noticed that Mr. Alagbaja's blood was found there. His fingerprint was found there. We even found his clothes. We even found a remnant of his hair. We even found he even forgot his car key. Because of that, he's the one that committed the murder, right? That means he has built that case for the past 8 months. And then before they finally conclude, he would have even brought forward witnesses that will say, okay, we saw Mr. Alagbaja enter that building. We saw him open the door. We saw him almost at the same time that the victim died. We saw him leave the building, right? So, you would have built a case. The same thing with what we're doing. We are on the monthly time frame. What we're trying to do, like I said, we are not trying to place a trade here. What we're trying to do is we are trying to build a case for the reason why if I take a buy on 4-hour time frame, or even if I take a buy on 30 minutes time frame, I will now say, because of what happened, because of the case that I have built on the higher time frame, that is why I'm taking a buy. That's why sometimes when I enter a trade, I just go and sleep. Especially when I'm trading with leverage, when I'm trading forex or stocks, I might not looking for days, because in my mind, I've already studied from the higher time frame to see what is already happening. And why other retail traders are staying in front of the computer and they can't sleep, they will stay there. Or some will spend 8 hours, some will spend 20 hours. They are there. Once they place a trade, I used to trade like that too back in the days. Once you place a trade, it's like the world has stopped. You'll not be able to do anything. You just stay in front of the computer. You stay glued because you are watching your trade. But if you understand how to build your case from the other time frame, it will make your life easy, right? So I haven't said that. So this is now we scale down to lower time frame. This is our on the lower time frame, which I'm on the daily time frame now. Then if you don't see properly here, you can now go to the 4-hour. You can also go to the 4-hour time frame. As a matter of fact, sometimes I go to as low as 1-hour time frame, but most times I notice that 1-hour time frame can be very crazy. So I tend to stay with the 4-hour time frame. Because it's better, I'm talking about when I'm placing my trade. I'll wait for the close of the candle, and then after 4 hours, and I look at what has that candle done, and I'll place a trade. All right, but in placing a trade, we are still going to be talking about market structures. But so having said that, so now I want to answer the question of that brother last week that was talking about. We already established that price is bearish on our time frame, on the monthly time frame. Why are we placing a buy on the lower time frame? Like I said, that's a very beautiful question, or somebody that has been following the class, right? Since price is bearish, why are we buying? what are we buying? Now, if I go to lower time frame, let me go to the daily time frame. Okay, let me start with the weekly time frame. Normally, you normally observe that two things I'm going to say. You normally observe that number one, between each zone on this middle zone that we drew, you have like almost 1,000 pips. If I pull my, where's that thing? My long position, if I put it here, you will notice that if you look at what I have here, notice that from year to year, it's almost 1,000. It's about 778, right? If I'm not mistaken, it's almost 1,000 pips. Abi, most times, it's almost 1,000 pips. And that's I feel as a retail trader, if you do 1,000 pip in a month, you can go to bed and sleep. So now that's the first thing. And the second thing, you always notice that price always bounces between these zones. If you look at what we have here, price broken into here, came down, and turned this zone, come down, and then broke in again. You notice that price always bounces within the zone. So there are some traders that trade within this zone. I think that we used to call it Willy zone. I mean, it's a very fantastic idea. So you want to wait for price. It actually makes your life easy as price is forming. Like we have now, Euro USD has been trying to break into this zone for months. So last week we had a close into this zone. We finally had a close into this zone. So this week, this pounds USD, pardon me. So this week I'm expecting price to do something like this, probably come and we already broken, test this resistance that's turned support. So this resistance now is now support, test it and continue that uptrend. I'm very sure we're going to have the first point of call is going to be around there. It's going to be around. If this doesn't hold, we'll have something that looks like this. If this doesn't hold, then we'll break out, touch this place, and continue to the upside. All right. So price doesn't always, if you listen to me long enough, price doesn't always do this. Price doesn't always do this. This is what price always do. We always have price moving zigzag. When we get to market structure, we're gonna be talking about higher time frame, higher higher low, lower low, higher high. We're gonna be talking about equal high. We're gonna be talking about how price move. We're also gonna be talking about swing structure, substructure, minor structure, and all that. We're gonna be looking at all that, the meaning, what it means. All right. But I would say that. So now the reason now, like I explained, so the second reason why we are now placing a buy in a downtrend, in a major downtrend, is so that we can, as a retail trader, so that we can enjoy these reversals, because these reversals are always very very they carry with them a lot of pips. If you look at that means from here, if from here to here is like 1,000 pips, that means from here is 2,000. And you will notice that this doesn't happen once. This happens over time. This bottom was formed in September 2022, and we had this top in July 2023. That's for months. So the market was bullish for pounds USD before we had this pullback. Price was bullish for about 8 months before we now had this pullback. Okay. So for 8 months, if you are a retail trader, at least that means you actually want to trade. Although you already know that the major trend is down, but then you want to take advantage of these reversals, right? Okay. So and that's why I don't know if that guy is there today. That's why even though price is trending downwards on the major time frame, we also take our time to also follow price when it's retracing, right? Because this buy movement is a retracement. If you look at it from a bigger view, if you look at it from a higher time frame, all right. So and then if you go to the daily time frame also, you will also know that That price has been bouncing off from here, from off of here. So so when we begin to bring everything together, now this part of price action, we are just talking about building a story and how to follow it. The truth is, even if this is the only thing you know from what I've been teaching, you can still be trading, but we will still be bringing everything together when we now enter market structure and liquidity, price liquidity. When we begin to look at liquidity, then we'll now be able to bring everything together, everything that I've been teaching. But then for now, we'll still be looking at price action. So that is that about. I don't know if anybody, I don't want to take too much of our time. I don't know if anybody have questions. Also, before we go, I still want us to send him some assignment, especially on gold. Gold is one very volatile asset that I want us to build a story around, and especially if you are new, or even if you have been trading. So the assignment for this week is that I need you to take screenshots like the ones that people have been sending in. Build your major zone to the lower time frame, from the monthly time frame to the weekly time frame, to the daily time frame, to the 4-hour time frame. I mentioned something last week before I start taking questions. Is that one thing you want to do as a trader? Is that you want to be conversant with the chart. So let's even assume that you don't have money to start trading. What you want to do is you want to be paying attention to the chart and look at how price is evolving, how price move. Like I said, sometimes if I'm not placing a trade, I'll just be looking at the chart, be looking at what price is doing. It has really helped me in my trading journey a lot. It has really helped me. Like I said last week also, that as a pilot, your level of experience is judged by the number of hours that you have flying. So you always hear the pilots before they take off. They tell you, oh, this is Captain so. They'll tell you I've done 3,000 hours. I'm just saying. And then you will also see that the same thing with traders. They say screen time. Most traders, professional traders, they will tell you that about 10,000 hours screen time. Some will say about 20,000 hours screen time. That means they have studied the chart for so long. If you see me now, I use glasses. I don't use glasses before. But because of my system, sitting in front of the computer almost every day, and because of the ray of light that gets in my eyes, so somehow I have to be using glasses. So that's one of the price you pay for for being a trader. But like I said, trading can be very, very rewarding. I am a perfect example. I can tell you, trading has done a lot for me. Even ever since I left Nigeria, this is what I've been doing. I've never done anything. And like I always say jokingly in the group, and I said it last week, just if you take everything away from me, just give me my laptop and internet, I'll be fine. All right. Give me another 1 year. Come back in 1 year time. You see that I've started building again, right? So that's the beauty of trading. So so let me take some questions. I think some people are okay. Cynthia, okay. I'm gonna start from the I think I see some of them as assignment. Don't worry, I'll be commenting on the assignment this week. Maybe you came late. I think we started with the assignment. I checked the assignment. Did it? So please, how do we identify the major support and resistance? Tony, I hope you are watching my screen. I've explained it. I'm going to be dropping the video on the group very soon. If I'll be separating people that are submitting assignments. So what I'm going to be doing is I will not be telling you, the videos. I'll make it private for those people, and even the invite will be private for those people. Don't worry, we'll get there. Like I said, this class is free, but then the only thing I just ask from you is just a little bit of commitment. So if you're not paying anything and I ask you to submit an assignment, you just stay. And I mean, the last class we had was on Wednesday, so you had like 5 days. Trading is hard work. And like Dax used to say something. I like what he used to say. He would say, study hard, trade easy. If you study hard, you will trade easy, right? But if you don't study, trading is not for lazy people. If you're a lazy person, please, I will advise you, don't even venture into trading. Trading is not, it's not for lazy people. So how do you identify major resistance and support? So I'm going to be dropping the video. Just watch it again, or you go and watch the last week. I already identified. Somebody say, okay, Manuel, you are the one that asked that question last week. God bless you. I hope I answered that question. Manuel, come to the, let me look for you. I'm going to unmute you. I hope I answer your question. Let me know if I answer you. If I did not answer you, let me know. So you can unmute yourself, Emmanuel. I hope you are the one I'm trying to unmute. You are the one that asked me about why are we placing a buy, right?
Yes, boss. Good evening.
Okay. So I hope, do I answer your question?
Yes, perfectly, boss.
All right. Okay. Thank you. All right. Like I said, trading is a journey. If you treat it like a journey, the problem that we had when we started trading is that we didn't have this mindset. We didn't have anybody that would tell us that don't rush. I remember one of my friends, even before we started trading, the guy went to price a car. So his first account, he blew it $1,000. Michael, I can never forget. Did anybody know? Has anybody heard about this guy? They call him Dakolawa. Back in the days, who have heard about Dakolawa? Dapo used to be a student Obafemi Awolowo University back in the days. He was one of the guys. I'm talking 2002. I'm even talking 2000, 2001. Yes, 99, 98. Dapo was one of the first trainer that used to organize seminars for Forex back in the days. Dapo, we just, a lot of people enter BC. Somebody is laughing. Okay, Tima, you know Dapo. What is the, I'm gonna be dropping the link. Somebody said, what is the best time to take a trade? There's no best time to take a trade. Just understand price action. There's no time. Once you understand price action and market structure, you will see it. You will know. It's just like, can you imagine a driver that is asking, when is the best time to drive? Is there any best time to drive? If you are going to work in the morning, you take your car key and you drive. Or somebody is asking, when is the best time to cook rice? Is there a best time to cook rice? It's when you don't know something, you're asking, there's no time. Price does what you want to do. You, as a retail trader, the only people that can be saying this is the best time to trade are big boys like Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock. Now, for example, if you've been following crypto, if you understand the crypto, if you're in my crypto class, if you look at what Bitcoin did this cycle, Bitcoin has never done this thing before. Next month is Bitcoin halving, and we didn't have any crash. Normally, what we normally have is that during Bitcoin halving, price will not even go near the all-time high. This is the first time in history that price for Bitcoin is breaking the all-time high before Bitcoin halving. Normally, what we normally have since 2009, more than 10 years now. Imagine, just follow me, follow what I'm saying. The past more than 10 years, more than a decade, price for Bitcoin has a pattern, has a structure. Before Bitcoin halving, what we normally have is that we have choppy price, choppy movement like this. We'll be having sideways trading. You just go and check out the chart, you see it. But these guys, they call him, his name is Larry Fink, he's a CEO of BlackRock and some other folks. I think about 11 hedge fund managers, if I want to call them that. They came into this market with billions of dollars. Now and because they had that money, they can influence price. And that's why Bitcoin has never done what it has never done before. Since Satoshi Nakamoto, launched Bitcoin. We never had this thing done before. But a bunch of money bags came in and they pumping money. I said that to say this. if you have money to trade, if you have that kind of money, these guys, the combination of all of them is over $20 trillion. You know, all these guys that got this license for sports Bitcoin ETF, it's over $20 trillion. So they can actually tell you, they can say in the morning you want to push price. They are the only one that have the liberty to say this is the time to trade. But if you are trading with $200 and $1,000 and $100,000, you don't have that liberty to say just follow price, just follow trend, just understand price and follow it. All right. So so I think that's another question. Somebody said okay, I've answered that one too. Somebody else say, how do you identify a major zone? That's what I just did now. I just identified the major zones with this structure. I'll drop the video in the group. I'm going to stop in this video so that it's not too long.